the women dress differently, and which makes them all that more attractive. And you know, it's I mean, certainly they don't think anything about wearing a pair of tight leather pants and knee-high boots, and I mean, they're incredible looking, and you know, it's not what you typically would see here in the States, but put in their surroundings, it's very natural, and they're just I mean, they take great pride in making themselves look beautiful, and they certainly do.
Let's talk again about relationships, because that's what this is really all about today. When you look at everything in life, what's important, and you start getting older and you start looking over your life, you're not thinking about that car you had, or the new TV you bought, or the ring that you have. I mean, these things are all material things. These things make our life interesting. Okay, I get all that. But those are not the things that first come to your mind when you're thinking about what's really important to you. The things that come to your mind are going to be your friends, your family, the relationships that you fostered over the years. Those are the things that are really, really important. When you do have a new relationship, how can you foster that relationship? How can you keep that going and make it build and make it something special that's going to last for 20, 30, 40 years and more? One of the best advices, one of the best pieces of advice I think I can share with you is not to put an overwhelmingly amount of pressure or stress on that new relationship. I see that sometimes where guys will just all of a sudden put this huge amount of pressure on this brand new relationship. It's just hours old, and that can be very difficult, and you don't understand you're doing it. You want to do it, you feel wonderful. Maybe you haven't had a relationship in a long time, and all of a sudden you have all this attention from this woman, and you think, oh my God, I'm going to give everything back, and you want it all at once. And I understand that, but you got to be a little careful about doing that. Sometimes it works out just fine. Depends on the people involved. Here's a good example. So he went to the first social and met lots of different women, had a few dates set up, but he met one woman who he really, really liked. I mean, this was like woman of his dreams. And that's wonderful, that's great. But what he decided to do was, instead of staying with the tour and doing what he committed to do, he decided just to stay with this one woman and told the woman that, you know, this is perfect, you're the perfect woman for me, I really want to spend more time with you, I want to get to know you as much as possible, you know, I still have about another 10 days, so I want to spend every day with you. And, you know, and she was like, at first, yeah, okay, that's great, you know, because she really liked him too. Well, one of the things that you've done is you've transferred an enormous amount of power from yourself and you've given it to her. Because you've told her that you're changing all your plans, you're changing everything that you had set up, and you're not going to stay with her for the entire time. So you've basically given away all your power to her, and now everything's in her wheelhouse, and you are just pretty much at her mercy. But it would have been more on an equal playing field. The power balance, the power structure would have been pretty much equal, because you both met and this seemed to be a good thing, but now you're going to give it time and see where it goes, which is a good way to go. But Unfortunately, what happened in this case is that he just put all his eggs in that basket, stayed there, and put all this stress on this brand new relationship. And after a couple days, all of a sudden the woman started getting busier and busier, and had things going on. Whether they were real or she invented them, I don't know, but she had all these things going on, and he wasn't able to spend as much time with her like he wanted to, because he wanted to spend almost 24/7 with her the whole time. But that's too much. That was a mistake, and you really need, and we talk about this all the time, where if you meet that woman that you really like, get to know her as much as possible while you're there, and even if it's in one of our cities where we stay there for the entire time. So in those cities, you might meet a woman and you may get to date her more than once, obviously, and if both of you like each other, you're going to do that. But even in that situation, you don't have to change your whole plan because you're going to be there anyway. But it's still a good idea to meet other women and date other women, and not just say, this is it, you're for me, and I don't want to meet anyone else, and this is perfect after one date. That's just too fast. Puts too much pressure, gives too much power to her, and you're just not in a great position that way. Let it grow organically, let it grow naturally, and you're going to do much better.
Interested? Learn more at... If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Then click on the notice bell to get notified every time we add something new.